the show starts. But then two, it's just like Jim Harbaugh will never get sick of running the ball, and Sarkeesian's a fraud. Anyway, hello. Welcome in. This is the Birds of a Feather podcast with your boy Qcity.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
And this is week 18 of the betting pod. Now, we're going to carry this betting pod all the way through the playoffs, and then we'll probably have to restart renaming it besides the weeks because we just followed NFL weeks. But as right now, we're going to get to this last week of the season. So, we get right into it. Taj, my man, I ain't gonna lie to you, big dog. We done had a rough season. Right? As of right now, I'm sitting at 26 and 29 before this week. You were sitting at 12 and 15, right? 3 games under 500. I lost a little money depending on what your unit is, what odds you've been able to catch. I don't parlay a lot, and so depending on the odds, I've kind of broken even though I've lost 3 more bets. I know you.
But due to when I hit, I end up winning more than I lose.
Which is true. I just
I won more money than I lost. So
hey, niggas built different. You understand? you built different. I done seen a 13-legger from you where I'm like, bruh, like just the swings,
go
the
emotional
big or go
swings. Home, man.
Yeah, them swings is too high for me, bro. And that just, hey, look, whatever your unit is, that's your unit. Whatever your style is, parlays or just singles. Whatever you do, just do responsibly. You know what I'm saying? Like
be responsible. Absolutely.
So coming into this week, right? 26 to 29. We needed the Bears game. And not only did we lose the Bears game, but the bets didn't do as well either. Right. So I had faith in our secondary. I had more under 66 and a half receiving yards. Man went for 159. You understand? Like
easy
torched our ass. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't close there. I didn't think that Heineke and London had the connection. They didn't. But London was able to get over that 42 and a half. He ended up getting 56, but it was really during like the game's over or out of the way type stuff. So I was mad that one catch.
Ritter got him over shit.
Yeah. On his last pass, because he was at like 40 for the longest. And I'm thinking like, okay, that's the end of the game, especially when Heineke threw his third pick. But hey, it is what it is. Pass TDs for Heineke, I had 1.5. I had the over for that. I thought he would throw for multiple touchdowns. He just wouldn't get London involved. He only threw for 1 touchdown. Bijan. Yeah. Now Bijan, 74.5 total yards. He cleared that in just rushing. He had a decent day there. And then Algier, 30.5 yards for the under rushing. That one cashed too. So I'm sitting at a 2-3 week, coming in at 28 and 32. Yes, it's been a rough season. Now I need a perfect week to break 500, right? So peace be with me. Now, you, my man, 12 and 15, right? The bets were not kind to you this week either. So the first one, Pitts for 37.5 yards. You took the over. Man's had 1 catch for 5 yards. I don't know. I don't understand them not getting him involved at this point.
You know what I'm saying? Sense. Like, it does not make sense.
We expounded upon it on the game pod on Arthur Smith's future, but it's disgusting the way they don't get the people involved.
So I was watching this like somebody was doing like a little film breakdown, and it was pointing out a couple of things. I don't know exactly who it's on. I don't know whether it's on the quarterback or the way it's being coached, but there was times where like there would be people running free and Taylor just would not throw it.
Now, I think to me, like, because there was also film of like there was a 3 stack of wires on a very critical third down. There's a 3 stack of wide receivers, and you see Pitts like looking at him like this, like I don't know the play, right?
Yeah. Him and Drake, because they were both like, yo,
like I don't know the play.
He just hiked the ball
because he checked into a different play, but I'm guessing like the community, and so I wonder, over the court that situation was exacerbated because it was caught, right? I wonder over the course of the season, especially with this musical chairs that you have at quarterback, that situation consistently happens. So you do have guys running free because the defense is doing film study. They know what route concepts you're supposed to be running out of these formations. And like there's a miscommunication there. You're not where you're supposed to be. Heineke or Ritter, any quarterback really, is not going to throw the ball where you're not supposed to be if they didn't check into that hot route. And so, yeah, it's seemingly you have guys running free, but it really just is a case of miscommunication. I wonder over the course of the season how much that has happened because I know you do film study. In my film study, I see the exact same thing where you see guys running butt naked. You know what I'm saying? And you're like,
See,
why you don't rip it?
some of these I'm not even sure if it's miscommunication. I just don't think the quarterback see the field because like it was one of them. Scotty Miller, he was butt naked, like
Oh, wide open. I know
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
which one you're
because
talking about.
John came in motion, double. It was like a double crosser. John took the
Mm.
underneath, and then Scotty went right over the top, and his safety on the far side was too. He was up too far, so
Busted
he couldn't get
coverage.
back.
Busted
And
coverage.
Heineke was only looking to one side of the field. If he would have just touchdown. So I
I,
don't know if that's like how they're coaching it, or like to me, it's like this happens far too often for it to be on the players. I feel like it's got to be a coaching thing because it's like, where are you telling your quarterback to look at?
well, if you're telling your quarterback to play conservatively, most of the times you're running the deep routes, but you're not actually looking at them. You know what I'm saying? If you're coaching your quarterback hard to like literally just take what the defense gives you, take what's in front of you, you can kind of you can coach aggressiveness out of a player. You know what I'm saying? Like you can do it in basketball, you can do it in football, you can coach aggressiveness out of a player. So like if they have had a shift because of the turnovers, if they've had like a pronounced amount of coaching on just taking what the defense is giving you, looking for the short and underneath routes, like some of those deeper routes would be wide open and not connected on. That's just my thinking.
It's it could be that it could just be a amalgamation of everything. It's too
And
much.
Heineke doesn't see the field well.
He
It's
doesn't,
Heineke.
but no,
Yeah,
but
so
but
like,
it'll be similar things with Ritter too, though. Like I think
but
like
I told you Ritter don't see the field well, and
no
you
no no
argued me
no
down on it.
no. See, the thing is, I think Ritter sees the field fine for the most. I mean, he makes mistakes, yes, because he see the field better, absolutely. But I really think it's a combination. It's not just one or the other, but like the coach takes the brunt of it because he's the one drawing up the plays. He's the one like
Absolutely, absolutely.
because it's like you see these 9 plays too much because I wouldn't even call them misses because it's not they're not even attempts, but like you see the film and it's just like, all right, if you really are reading the coverages, like what is your pre snap reads? Where are the coaches telling you to look at pre snap? Like
Because I'm not gonna lie, if you look at London's most like spectacular down the field plays this year, they are all
contested,
super contested
yeah,
catches, and so it's like you predetermined that the ball was going there, and
yeah. It's just like
there were no other options, so you
right
had to throw deep to
because the
London
thing is
on
just
those
like
plays.
yeah, London's not the fastest guy at all whatsoever, but like you telling me you can't scheme anyone just open?
Hmm.
It's like that's probably my biggest problem with this scheme is the lack
And
of like
if you're scheming them open, why are you not instructing your quarterbacks to hold and look to that?
because
Especially when
yeah
you're like a very heavy play action oriented team, and play action is designed to give you that extra beat. So like, is yeah,
yeah
I think
so
all of that is going to be part of the reason that you can take wagers on this. This is not a bet that we're making, but I think that would be a lot of the reason Arthur Smith would be relieved of his duties on Monday after this game. I We can get into some draft talk at the end after we pick the games. We are going to do good on time this time. I am committed. I'm lying,
yeah because I was
but
about to be like I'm not
but if like what the coaching situation and what the coaching landscape is in totality, how that relates to Arthur Smith, and how that could possibly relate to our draft board as we shift toward draft content. Um, I am a true degenerate, and like we can bet on draft picks, who goes first, who goes one. I can drop those odds, and that could be part of betting pods going forward. But usually those odds don't fully populate until the first coaching cycle's over. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be on wild ride. And then didn't they pass a rule, or were they trying to pass a rule to where you couldn't hire coaches until like after
they
everything was
passed
done?
it. They
Okay,
passed
yeah,
it. So you can't talk to a coach that is in the playoffs until that team has been eliminated.
yeah,
So
which could
you
drag this
know,
process out a good bit longer.
okay, yep, yes, but no. And here's the only reason why. So the two number one seeds, right? Obviously, if you fire your coach on Monday, you can't talk to any of the number one seeds coordinators, right? But San Francisco, their offensive coordinator hasn't been hired since the Bengals coach, right? Oh no. The Bengals coach came from Sean McVay. Their offensive coordinator hadn't been hired since Mike McDaniel. I'm pretty sure he's not going to get hired this year.
But
Uh,
yeah, but they've only been in Miami 2 years. Like,
Yeah, Steve. So that's what I'm saying. You're not going to talk to San Fran's offensive coordinator. You're most people ain't going to hire Steve Wilkes again after that BS he pulled in Arizona.
I
Um,
don't know if that was all on him though. But
it wasn't all on him, but his relationship contentiously with the owner, we've seen them collude. We've seen the owners collude, bro.
yeah,
Like,
sometimes bad situations just
yeah, I
it's
just
not fair. It's not fair, but I get it.
yeah, and it's his one season, and markedly people think that San Francisco's defense has taken a slip since D'Amico left. So like I'm just saying that's the stats do support that it's slick taking a slip since D'Amico left just
Yeah, they're
this one
still
year under
top what?
Wilkes.
They're still like what, top three, top five. They still
They are, but he had to make a switch from calling the game in the booth to coming down on the field.
I
It was
mean,
a
yeah,
whole
because
thing and whatnot.
yeah, but Dan Quinn did that in Dallas. Because like, versus the downfield, sometimes you just I don't know.
You see it different
It's
on the field. Yeah, you
yeah,
see it different on the field. Then Baltimore, their offensive coordinator definitely ain't getting no looks because this is first year coordinating an offense in the
well,
league for a
yeah.
while.
Well, I mean, you can't say he definitely won't get no looks. The thing is that type of stuff is really unpredictable. Because the thing is, all right, did you see Dan Quinn getting the job when he got hired? Not Dan Quinn, but
He
not Quinn, but Dan
Campbell.
Campbell. Campbell name just popped out of nowhere when he got hired. No one was
Well,
speaking
no,
anything
no.
of him.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. He was an interim coach when Joe Philbin got fired. Then he was a. It was either Joe Philbin or yeah. When Joe Philbin
It
got
was yeah.
fired,
I mean, then he was on the Saints staff.
Myron,
He was a tight end coach,
then
I
he was on the
believe.
same staff for a while, bro. So
Yeah,
like, and
but
with the previous coaching cycle, his name came up, and that's usually the case because like even Flores before he was hired,
I
McDaniel
mean,
before he's hired, usually your name's in the coaching cycle the year before you're taking interviews. So it wasn't a huge surprise when he got
well,
hired for the
that was
Lions.
a surprise to me because I didn't. Because like that was completely out of left field for me.
He was a name in the coaching circuit,
Like I knew who he
right?
was because I remember him from his playing days.
Oh no. He was a name in the coaching circuit, and
I
that's usually the case. That's what I'm saying. The only person that this rule might affect that would have like you're expecting to have a really long playoff run would be Ben Johnson or the Ravens D coordinator, Mike.
I thought
I'm forgetting his
you
last
just
name.
said he wouldn't go get hired. You just said no
No,
one
I
was going to
said
look.
I said offensive coordinator.
Oh,
I said the
Tom Lunkin.
Ravens offense. Yeah,
Well, this ain't his first year coordinating though. He just his first year back in the NFL, but he's been here
I
before.
that's what I said. It's his first year coordinating in the NFL for a while
Yeah,
because
but I
he's
mean,
been in college. He's been in college for a minute, bro. His
yeah,
first
I
year
mean,
back in the NFL,
all
and
right.
it is a good offense, but I don't think he's gonna get any looks legit.
You never know. He's also an
I
older guy.
Yeah, and he might just be okay being a coordinator. You know what I'm saying? I think that the Ravens D coordinator would get looks, but I think his name is going to be hot the next coaching cycle. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the jobs that are seeming to open up.
I
Um,
mean, but a lot of that just really just depends on politics that we're not privy to sometimes.
Also true, but I'm just thinking like NFC. Nobody from Green Bay staff is hell. Green Bay gonna be changing their D coordinator, so nobody from Green Bay staff seems to be leaving. Nobody from Seattle staff seems to be leaving. Cowboy staff could. I mean, nobody from Philly staff Hell, they had to
No,
fire their D coordinator.
no one wants Philly stat because they offense and defense been horrible. So
Tampa,
no,
New Orleans, or Atlanta, whoever makes the 4 seed, nobody from any of their staffs. Um, three is Detroit, which we talked about. 2 is Dallas. That it might affect Dan Quinn, who might get another bite at the apple.
I
And then
think
no
he will.
one.
But I mean, he pulled out last year. Oh, he might. I don't know. I think for like this rule is very helpful for people like Dan Quinton, where he could just purely just focus on the season, don't got to worry about nothing. And
Mm-hmm.
then after everything's done, then you could be like, all right,
Then look
what
at
do
the
I want to do?
landscape. Yeah. Then you look at the AFC side in the 7th spot. What, Houston or Pittsburgh? None of their staffs. Um, we talked about Baltimore.
But then
Uh,
it's a lot of pieces because like right now the
Buffalo,
two.
the Jags. None of those teams is the Chiefs. Nobody's taking anybody off them staffs, bro.
I mean, Spagnuolo could get into the bite, but he might be comfortable being a coordinator.
I think he's very comfortable being a coordinator.
But I mean,
Like
if he wanted to,
he's coordinated 2 Super Bowl defenses. I
yeah,
think he's
he
fine.
could be comfortable there.
Oh,
But I
three,
mean,
three Super Bowl
yeah,
defenses. My fault.
I mean, but it's just like right now. I mean, even though it's not official, the top two most attractive jobs will probably be the Patriots and the Falcons.
Washington is a really attractive job.
I mean, it could be. I mean, Washington, but it's like why? Like, but I'm talking about like the Patriots. You got a top. Well, I mean, Washington also got the but Patriots have a fuck ton of money. Um, it just seems like, and they're ready for a reset. So like, you might be able to have your full way. Washington, you don't really know what you're getting into. Um,
I mean, I think the next person that goes into Washington is just going to be the Grand Poobah. They're under new
yeah,
management. They're under. I think it's going to be very similar to the Broncos, to where they're going to hire a big personality head coach that is also going to influence whatever front office decision.
but to me, the name that makes the most sense for Washington to me is Jim Harbaugh. I
Absolutely,
I
absolutely, and
think
I think he would murder it. I think he would go bananas there.
I think that's ultimately where because he hired an agent. Washington is a very attractive spot because even though they've gotten rid of the most of these, you still have a very nice interior D line. You got some young pieces to work with, and you got some money, a little bit of draft capital.
Washington got real money, bro. Like
Yeah,
people talking about like LA or you know just any team, bro. Like in the grand scheme, like Washington has money, bro.
yeah,
Money.
yeah.
And
But
so
but just a little being a little biased, I think Atlanta is probably going to be the most attractive job because Rolando to have another top 10 pick. Oh, and back to the Jets thing. They if the Jets lose, we will get number 8 pick because it's based off strength of schedule, not head to head.
bet. Bet, bet, bet,
So
bet, bet.
we
So
can get up to the 8th pick.
and spoiler alert, I did not put the Falcon Saints game uh in my games strictly
Me
because like
neither.
I don't wanna say what I feel is necessary to happen.
Yeah.
um so back to your props for last week. Bijan for the 49.5 rushing yards. You had obviously on the over on that one. Jefferson, that straight out of nowhere 12.5 for the over on Jefferson. He had 3 for 19. The highest total for the freaking season, I guess. But Smith, Johnu Smith, here 24.5. He didn't hit. He had 1 target, 0 catches, 0 receptions. And then Fields barely missed it. You had
Yep.
54.5 rushing for
Yeah, like
Fields. He was at like
33, 40,
he was at
something like
40, 46, 46 if I'm not mistaken. So just and he killed us with his legs all day. So it's not like he wasn't out there rushing.
that. More
So
Houdini acts for just running out of sacks.
really, in the grand scheme, and he's gotten a lot smarter in throwing the ball away. And a lot of people are putting him to Atlanta. I think that's another discussion because we're at the point to where you gotta
Okay.
consider paying him.
Now, I I seen this potential. My bad for going on track again, but you just reminded me something. So, a potential Justin Fields trade, right? Because you saying I wouldn't want to do this. How about a trade down from 8 to 10, and then we get Fields in there, maybe we throw him like a third or something.
Why wouldn't I just? So here's the reason why I don't feel like that's enticing for Chicago
No, because like say
because
Chicago wants to move up for like another player or whatever, and they want to move up a couple more spots just to jump maybe whoever's at 9. Maybe
yeah,
somebody
but
really
that's what I'm
want.
saying. That's holding Fields until draft day.
I mean, it could be until draft day, or you could just do it now just to get up just a little bit higher, and that way if you want to maybe make
But you
another
don't
move
know
from
how to. You don't
from
know
Marvin
how
Harrison,
the board is
whatever
gonna
you get from
fall.
the trade
You
down
know what
from
I'm
one,
saying? So
or you
like,
could take one and then you want to move up the trade
I don't know. It just
for Marvin
doesn't
Harrison.
make sense to
You're a
me.
little bit closer, so you can cut that cost just a little bit more.
So yeah, one of the things I was saying, amid the technical difficulties, was just like that to me is them holding on to Fields until draft day, right? Whereas if I'm not mistaken, well, no, I think they held on to Rosen right till
Yeah,
draft day, didn't they?
Rosen got traded on draft day. Typically, whenever they trade the other quarterback, they hold on till draft day a lot of times.
And see if they can get the best, see what they can get for him, the best pick for him. Um, I just think it severely lowers their leverage once you draft Caleb at 1. Everybody knows that you have to move Fields.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, people, it's not like they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, I don't want them." They're still going to trade because I mean, they can still take the best offer because it's a quarterback that's young, that's showing ability to play in the game. So
Why would you not?
this isn't a Rosen type situation. His ceiling is much higher than Rosen.
So my thinking, the only way I would look for that to happen is if the run on quarterbacks is just ridiculous. So you have the Bears take Caleb at 1, um, Washington take a QB at 2, the Patriots take a QB at 3, and
Which
then
very well could happen.
which could happen, and then between 4 and 7, somebody takes a fourth quarterback or somebody jumps up and takes a fourth quarterback, and you're not one of those people to jump up,
Right.
you're not going to take the fifth best quarterback at pick 8.
But
So
the
like,
thing is, you
yeah,
might not even take
drop
the
down.
you might not even take the fourth best one. But it ultimately just depends on how do you feel. Do you think this quarterback is better than Fields? If the answer is no, then you pull the move.
I think earlier in the year,
Because the
I
thing is, just
don't,
like
I don't want.
moving. Because the thing,
Oh, go ahead.
and it could be one situation to where like, because like Chicago, sometimes they like to work the board. Like they might want to move up a couple of spots. They might want to secure or like say they do this trade before the draft, right? It could be a situation to where like you want to move just a little bit closer to cut down that price. Say you want to move it for Marvin Harrison.
Move and had the Cardinals move from 4 to 8 instead of 4 to 10, possibly, possibly because like it's set in stone that Washington's taking a QB,
Yeah,
right?
Washington without a doubt taking the QB two, without a doubt.
So Caleb is getting taken 1. If it's not by the Bears, it's by somebody. Caleb is
It
getting
could be
taken
it
1.
could be two because like now that we're entering draft season and they're gonna start to, for lack of better words, undress these prospects. They're gonna undress them and tear them down and really
I'm
get
I'm
down
not
to
gonna
it.
lie to you, bro. Drake May is looking real Mitch Trubisky-ish to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to
I
you.
mean, he could. I mean, because the thing
Uh,
is, I've also been seeing lately that people have Daniels ahead of May.
yeah, I've seen that a couple times too.
Um, but I think it just
Profile
really just depends on
profile wise,
flavor.
yeah, but I feel like profile wise, you're just this is gonna sound crazy. Depending on who wins the Super Bowl and what the coaching styles look like at the top of the draft after the coaching season,
Daniel, if
I
Lamar
could,
wins the MVP and wins the bowl, Daniel's stock is gonna shoot.
yeah, yeah, and like it's good talking to somebody who understands this because like you talk to people who just like act
because
like that has
yeah,
nothing to do with it, and
because
it's
teams
like,
just want to see it. They're like, okay, I see it work. Boom, let's go get them
yeah,
because it's a
because
copycat league.
And
It's always has been and always will be. They're gonna copy the most successful teams because they've shown that what they did was successful. So why would I not want to be like the team that was just successful doing this same formula?
yeah, so I could definitely see that. But like everybody's kind of comparing Drake May to Justin Herbert, and it's just like
The
I'm not
thing
gonna lie to
is,
you, I don't see it. I don't see it.
here's my thing. It's like he's like kind of like a fusion of Herbert and Josh Allen. Cause I watched this film. This dude does some crazy off the wall shit too.
Yeah, yeah,
Like he got a lot more Josh Allen in his game than people probably want to give him credit. He probably ain't got the arm that Josh Allen has, but as far as like the
yeah.
kind
He
of
ain't got the
player
arm.
he got an arm, but it's just not maybe not a
He
Josh
ain't got
Allen
the.
arm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. He ain't got the arm Herbert got. To be honest with you,
It's
because
close, but
Herbert got a howitzer.
he
Like
do, but
Herbert got an arm, bro.
May got an arm, but it's
Caleb got an arm.
Caleb
Caleb got a cannon.
Caleb has arm talent, like
Caleb got
because
he
he
can
gives
fit
you
that ball anywhere.
because Caleb gives you what the other quarterbacks can't, and what probably does make him the most attractive is he can hit you from any angle he wants, and the ball is come out the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether
Like
it's
he can throw up
sidearm,
overhand this way.
underhand, whatever, it's got zip. No matter how you want to let it go.
Yeah. So that's why like unabashedly Caleb's going one. That's it's kind of like it's not set in
Because
stone, but it's
it's
kind
not
of like
set
it's there.
because like nothing right at this point in time he's the favorite. Could
Yeah.
things change?
Here's
Absolutely.
yeah. Here's my thing.
Because he's not
I could
he's not
see a
this
team.
generational prospect that people painted him to be. He's very good, but he's not generational.
No, but I could see a team trading up to take. My thing is Washington's not going to move,
No.
and that I think is it really complicates things because when there are a 1-2 in quarterbacks, if if the team at two doesn't like the second guy, usually they're willing to like move out of that spot, right? But
Mm-hmm.
like there's Jaden Daniels, there's Michael Penix. You're hearing late first round buzz on Bo Nix, and
I
I'm a
hate that.
Hurricane fan. I'm a Hurricane fan. I have no dog in this fight, bro. But I lived in Georgia for a long time. I watched this man at Auburn, bro. And I get it, mature, he's a different player, all that jazz. Oregon quarterbacks have forever been overrated. The only one I've seen in the past while that's worth a damn is Herbert. And you see the slander I give this man. Like drafting Bo Nix in the first round is wild behavior, bro. It is
No.
wild behavior.
No. Because like before we started recording, I had to gush about my this guy's my draft crush. I'm still scared as shit of his medical history though. But Penix is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I am terrified of the draft history. But it seems like his style of play has shifted to a point to where like he's trying to make up for like he changed his play to avoid some of the injuries.
Yeah, he's not as athletic anymore, so he don't run as
No,
much.
no, the thing is he can still no. I don't. I think he's still athletic. It's just I think he realized that if he wants to get where he wants to be, that can't be the main part of his game.
Yeah, and it was coming to Indiana, like he was a dual threat quarterback. Like now
Yeah,
he is a pocket
like
passer who has mobility.
yeah, yeah. He was a running
Um,
quarterback first, but now he's a quarterback that can run.
yeah, like I wouldn't say he could run. I would say
No,
he
he
has
can't. No,
mobility.
no. No, if you actually go back and watch the film, he can run. He just doesn't. Because the thing is, he's fast. He just don't.
Yeah,
He
no, he was
he
a dual threat. He was a dual threat
he
coming out of
like
high school.
he has 4.6 speed. He's a talented. Like he is just. I think he realized for the longevity of his career, it's best to try to manipulate the pocket instead of just bailing out and taking
Now
unnecessary hits.
I will say I love this game against Texas. We're getting way off. I love
We
this
are,
game
but
against
hey,
Texas.
it's our content. We do what we want.
Gang gang. No, Texas. That Texas game was good. You got to see him against an uncommon opponent. But one of the reasons I really really liked Washington in that spot was the fact that Texas hadn't seen the combination of NFL quarterback, more than one NFL wide receiver, more than one NFL offensive lineman. Like Washington has a quarterback who's going to play on Sunday, two wideouts is going to play on Sunday, and their left tackle and their inside guard. I want to say on the right side. I might be wrong. It might be left side, but their inside guard is going to play on Sunday, right? And
And
like
their left tackle is too. The left tackle is their best lineman.
that, what I said, left tackle and inside guard,
Inside guard, yeah, yeah.
yeah, are going to play on Sunday. So like Texas has been dominating people, right? And their cornerbacks are good. Please don't come at me. Their cornerbacks are good. Their cornerbacks have not faced NFL wide receivers.
At all. No,
Like they are good. They hadn't faced the combination of NFL wide receivers. And at that first round one is a first round wide receiver. Rome Ozuda, whatever his name
Roma
is.
Dunze.
Yeah, he's 1,000% a first round wide receiver. They hadn't seen that.
Probably a top 15.
My fault. Thought I heard something. Yeah. So if you look at that, that's why I'm like, I really like Washington in that spot, just because they're gonna roll over those guys.
Yeah, they absolutely should. Um, absolutely should.
Now, I think seeing him against Michigan will do a lot for me, but as I feel as of right now, he's got a top 10 draft grade on him.
Dunze?
No, Penix.
Oh, the only reason he don't got top 10 is the injury history.
I
It's
think I
like
think if he checks out, I don't think he
no,
makes it out the top 10.
well, yeah, the medicals is a huge part, but then there are different things that you have to factor in with him. One, I mean, the age, yeah, but I've seen traces of this play throughout his career. He just hasn't had chances to put the full season together until the last two seasons, and these last two seasons statistically are very good: 30 plus touchdowns, single digit interceptions. Um,
And my thing is the age thing, play him. And I know that sounds
yeah,
like stupid, but it's like, no, in all truth and honesty, like when you draft that 2021, you're Caleb's going to be 21 when he's drafted, right? If Caleb had to sit a season, you still have a very long runway for his career, right? Because like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, they've kind of skewed the math. Most quarterbacks' trajectories look like Russell Wilson, where you start playing around 23 and you're done playing around 34, 35. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, so if you're getting a guy at 24, play him. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't
no,
don't try to
no.
elongate it. Play him.
For the viewers, I have one thing for your So today is what, January 5th, 2024. So at the end of this year, once we're doing like our yearly recap or whatever, I'm going to do a counter, and every time he says all truth and honesty, we got to take a shot.
Boy, you gonna be fucked up. We gonna get a random show in June where I'm gonna say it like 7 times. Like I promise you.
Man,
Promise
you
you.
on average about 3 to 5 a show.
Yeah. Yeah. You gonna be why? Just have a bottle of jet. Be like, hey.
Oh man. The
But not.
but another thing, yeah, the age, yeah, play him. But the other thing is for a quarterback like Penix, being that he's left-handed, you have to retool your line because now everything's flipped.
Mm-hmm.
Because like say for Atlanta for example, do you really want Caleb McGarry protecting his blind side?
Yeah, which is crazy, bro. That's crazy because he's a run blocker, bro. Like that's crazy
Yeah.
work.
So
Now, a
like,
team like the Eagles would love to have him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because you got Lane Johnson on that side, so
right.
it's not like you're
Yeah,
losing anything.
you don't gotta shift your line around, but like you
Yeah,
do have to factor in that because everything different. So the like Jake will be fine, but you gonna need someone else on the other side.
which is true. Which is true. And so I think all those things factor in to when he would be drafting and where. I think that's why a team like it sounds crazy him going to, but that's why I think a team like Washington would go for him because it's like, bro, we got to build all this anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know, a team that I would like with him, and I think this might be probably his most likely landing spot. He's not leaving Washington.
You think he'd go to Seattle?
Yes.
That would be a good spot. That would be a real good spot. He's not going to last that long. He's not going to last. Seattle's got to come up and get him.
No, the thing is he might though, because the thing is, no, I don't care what it says. There are teams right now that have him marked off the board because he's had 4 season injuries.
Which is true.
They don't care what the medicals look like. Now you got 4 injuries, you're out. I don't care. So they're already out. So there's a chance.
But where do those teams fall on the draft board?
That's true.
In regards to needing a quarterback. So like
that is true.
Here's the thing. If 13, 17, 19, and 20 have you marked off, but you pick 21, if 15 doesn't have you marked off and they need a quarterback.
The thing is, if Seattle loses, then they're gonna have a team pick.
They should.
So they might, if they do, it might have to be like 1 or 2 picks just to. But the thing is, if they're in the middle of the draft, I think that's probably where Penix could go.
To be honest, the team that you talked about earlier that likes moving around the board, if they strike out on moving up to get Harrison or something like that, I could see them being a potential trade partner at 10 for somebody who wants to move up and get Penix as the 4th quarterback off the board.
And that could be a team like Seattle. It makes sense because you got the weapons already. You got a young O-line that's talented. You don't have to shift anything up because you got 2 very athletic tackles, so you don't got to move shit around too much.
Mm-hmm.
You got a stable running back you can rely on. Like that is a very nice situation. And then you got a player like Geno they can learn from because he would step in day one to be the most talented quarterback in that room.
I don't know. Straight talent. Drew Lock has a lot of talent. He can't put it together. But Drew Lock is very talented.
When I talk about talent, I'm talking about the accuracy as well as like.
Yeah. Because I'm about to say Drew Lock can chuck that motherfucker. Where it's gonna land, he don't know. I don't know.
That's not talent because like he got arm, but he has that deep ball is probably the best in the draft. Because this dude is damn near handing it to them 60 yards on the field.
Yeah, no. He has
dropping it straight in the bucket.
Yeah,
like dude was right here. Good. Here, like you can't drop it.
It looks good. It looks good. Don't get me wrong. It looks good. That's why I say I don't think he gets out of the top 10. All right, so this week's games, right? So our props for this week. So, like I said, 14 and 18 for you, bro. I see you got Bijan 82.5 all-purpose. What you thinking about that
one? If the Falcons really do try to win, they got to put the ball in their best player hands.
I 100% agree with that one. You got Algier 29.5 rushing. You took the over on that one.
Yeah, because if the game goes the way that Arthur Smith wants it, then Algier's going to see a lot of fourth quarter carries.
Now I have Bijan to score a touchdown and Carr to throw an interception. Right. Outside of that, those are 2 different bets. The other 3 we both fell in line on. So pass yards for Heineke, you got it at 195.5. I got it at 194.5. Both took the over on that one. I
thought you took the under.
Oh, you took. I got over. I got over written down. I got over written down.
Okay, I thought you were taking the under. Okay, well.
No, I got over written down.
Okay, well, shit, all right.
I may be wrong. Either way, I'm not gonna lie to you. These props don't do nothing for me for this game, bro. Like they were all ugly as hell, dog. Like they were all ugly as hell.
That is true.
Pitts for 33.5. I took the over. You got him at 32.5. Split the baby there. And then London 43.5. You had him at 42.5, I think.
I think 43. I had 43. I had a 43.
You had 43. So I got it 43.5. You got it 43. I think this is a great time to just break down to people. You see how those bets were like damn near the exact same, but it just like I placed mine earlier in the day, he placed his later in the day, and you can get a different number. Lines are constantly changing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you have a really good draft site, they'll update you on odds and maybe have you put down more or less money. If you just have a bookie that's a straight better and it's like, hey, the number got bet down, it got bet down. It is what it is. It's just something you got to be cognizant of if you're going to be out there putting heavy units up. You know what I'm saying? And some people just, Drake, Lil Wayne, and Birdman. They got money to blow. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, my bet money is my bet money. I like to keep track of it. So that's just something you should keep in your peripheral. Now, the one thing I will talk about, London usually feasts on the Saints, right? We both took the 43.5 for the over. But what is going to suffer for me is that London is not going to get 167 yards this game.
No, yeah, he
That's
needs a
not happening.
thousand.
That's
We want
not
the
happening.
thousand, but
It's, it's
it's not
not
gonna happen.
happening. It's not happening,
Unfortunately,
bro. And it sucks because I know he's talented enough to do it, but it didn't come out this season. And I feel like forcing him in the last game for a petty number is stupid. You know what I'm saying? I actually don't want them to win the game.
me
Just
neither.
to be honest. Just to be honest.
Y'all didn't hear that from us though.
um, because as you can see in my game bets, weird stuff can happen in the last week. All right. So let's get to it, right? So 14-16 in the games entering this season, entering this week. You were 12-13. So we both had Atlanta money line versus Chicago. Lost that, right? I had New Orleans money line Tampa Bay cashed, Green Bay money line Minnesota cashed, New England plus 14 on Buffalo. That was the easiest bet in the world. I don't know why Buffalo was getting 14. Um, and then the other one I lost was Carolina plus 4 on Jacksonville. They got beat down. They got beat the hell down. It was disgusting. But 3-2 for the week. I was 17-18, leaving my NFL picks. You, my man, you were 12-13, had the Atlanta and Chicago. Tennessee, money line, Houston. You was definitely on the wrong side of that one. That was a 26-3. And then Las Vegas, money line, Indiana. I feel like he was on the right side of that one. That was just like they called him offsides at the last minute, and he wasn't offsides. And like it's not too many times that like a player takes to Twitter and I don't agree with them. And I'm starting
Right.
to see that over and over again. Is that like when like people want to get on LeBron. His foot was behind the line.
It
You know what
was.
I'm
I don't
saying?
care what
Like
you say. It was behind the line. Definitely behind the line.
this Las Vegas defender who was saying like, "Bro, show me where I'm off sides." Like the refing has been terrible, and like athletes are just calling it out, and they have a medium to
Across
do
all
so.
sports.
Yeah, they have a medium to do so, and I can't really hold them against that. But your two wins for the week, you definitely called Baltimore beating down Miami, and then you had a sweater for the Rams versus the Giants, but he was able to pull that one out. So 2-3 for the week, ended the week at 14-16 for your NFL games. But we both picked both college football playoff games. You had Bama and Texas. Was very adamant on Bama and Texas.
I was more adamant about Texas than Bama though.
You were. But both of them lost, moved you down to 14-18. I had two wins on Michigan and Washington. Uh, called it very easily, just off the simple fact of this has been the worst team Nick Saban has had in years, and like we talked about, Texas hadn't seen a team like Washington all year. You know what I'm saying? And I have no ill will. I harbor no resentment against this man. So take what I'm saying as the words and not an ad hominem attack. Sarkeesian is a fraud, and I don't mean that like he's like a liar or anything like that. I mean it like he cosplays as a good coach. Sarkeesian is not a good coach. He has an extremely talented team. He has an extremely talented team. But what you saw in the Texas game, where he completely abandoned the run, even though he was getting 5.5 a carry, is why I say stuff like, "Bro, you're a fraud, dog." Because
I
and
don't
it's
think he
part
is.
that's part of the reason. It's part of the reason I'm choosing Michigan over Washington. It's because if Harbaugh's going to get 5.5 a pop on you, which I slick think Michigan might flirt with that 6, he won't stop running the ball, bro. This game is scheduled for 3 hours with commercials and a halftime show. I'm guessing it's probably going to be around 218, dog.
See, the thing I'm most excited for about this game isn't even the game. I'm ready for the NCAA trailer.
The what trailer?
The NCAA football trailer. The game is coming back.
Oh, it's dropping during the playoff game?
There's rumors
During
the
the
trailer's
national
dropping during
championship?
Yes, that's what I'm most excited for.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, slick. You been I won't say you've been running because I just started my ultimate team, but I see you online, nigga.
Oh yeah, I'll be on.
You gotta
You don't want
just,
you don't want smoking Ultimate Team, so
nah, not yet, not yet, not yet.
keep that
My
there.
Vic is at 87, bro. I got a
Yeah,
long way to go.
just keep that there. Like you ain't
But
ready
when
yet.
I get there, I'm bring all the smoke, nigga. All the smoke. So getting into our games this week, like I talked about, I got Michigan over Washington. You were on the other side of that one. You got Washington over Michigan. What's your thinking behind it?
Michael Penix Jr. That's all I got. 3 words. Michael Penix Jr.
I mean, JJ McCarthy is a good college quarterback.
Eh. like JJ McCarthy is he's like it's fine, you know. It's like like say you go to your restaurant, like the food was edible, but like, did you really enjoy it? You ate it because you were hungry, but it's fine. That's JJ McCarthy.
Here's the
He,
crazy
he
part.
he's room temperature oatmeal.
He's got that's disrespectful. Disrespectful. Damn, that's disrespectful. Man said you room temperature oatmeal, dog. That's wild. That's going on a shirt. Anyway, I'm going to describe a person like that before the end of the week. I promise you. Promise you that. You are room temperature oatmeal. All right. No, but in all truth and honesty, like he's got a second round grade on him right now, which is to me a little high. That's to me a
Very
little
high.
high.
He's a 3rd round quarterback.
But hey, enough people like him, and he is a good college quarterback.
He's younger Desmond Ritter.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Might be a little dead slander there. Might be a I said this man average, bro. That might be a little dead slander because like I don't see it. I don't see it in McCarthy, but apparently a bunch of people do, and I might be blind. But like
I don't see it, but like, and the thing is, I still think Desmond Ritter could be fine. It just won't be in Atlanta, but he's Desmond Ritter.
You want to know what's crazy, bro? Which is why I think that we have like a really good chance to draft a quarterback, most likely Jaden Daniels. It's because I feel like trading for a quarterback, we would get rid of Heineke and keep Ritter. And if that quarterback gets injured, if that quarterback uh is just bad, you know what I'm saying? Russell Wilson, get Russell, he's just bad, or whatever happens, right? And Ritter comes back into the game, I actually think with a little more seasoning, with a little more
He'd be
time,
balling. He'd be fine.
he's going to give you fourth quarter Ritter all the time, and you're gonna trick yourself into thinking that he's a franchise quarterback, and he's not. He's a decent. He is a high level backup. He is a high level backup. But
This is what I think. I think right now he's a high level backup. I think he could be at best a mid level starter.
I think that's a lot for him. I think that's a lot.
Mid level team with like 18 is 8. I think he could be like the 18th best quarterback in the league. I think he could be that.
So you think he could do? I mean, okay, yeah, I can see that.
That's not unreasonable. That's not
I can see that.
unreasonable.
I can see that. I can see that because between 18 and 36 is not a lot of. It's not a lot of room.
Yeah, he's probably not the high end of the middle, but he can firmly be probably in the dead middle of middle tier.
Yeah, because right now he's ranked 34.
Yeah,
And there's 32 teams.
yeah. I think And the thing is, it ultimately just depends on if we do get a new coaching staff. It depends on how they feel about Ritter. Do they feel that it was Ritter, or do they feel that he was not being set up for success? Because sometimes the coaches do look at that.
Yeah, but I still think they're gonna want to get their guy in,
I mean,
and
I
if
mean,
it's a
I mean,
young
I,
guy.
I mean, I mean, they're still obviously going with their guy, but the thing is, they may not be as in. They might have like a fake competition or whatever.
Yeah. Well, no,
But
I actually think I
I
think
don't
that
think
because Ritter is such a good teammate and such a good
he's
like
going to be on the
galvanizing
team.
force, I no, honestly, I think that works against him. If they bring a
I
young
don't
guy
think.
in, I think that works against him because you want your young guy to be the unquestioned leader of the team. I think they try to move
Um,
him
it ultimately just depends. I don't think they would though, just because.
because I mean, if you remember the Mike Vick Matt Schaub thing, bro, like it's part of the reason Matt Schaub got moved was one he showed that he could be a decent playing
Yeah,
option, right?
yeah.
But the locker room
They got a
started to like him,
they got
and
a
it was
second
like,
round pick. They got a second or third round pick for him. Why would you not trade him?
no, but I'm saying the locker room started to like him, and you just, yeah, I can't
Nah,
have that.
I
I
don't think
can't
that's
have
the.
that.
I don't think that's the. I think it's just because that was around the time where like people were trading backups, like with the Patriots and Matt Schaub and like not Matt Schaub, but Matt Castle. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was around the time when they were trading their backups. They would showcase them in the preseason in the hopes that they would try to.
No, Matt
You know,
Schaub got in regular season games.
I think it was probably the season when Vic got hurt, or the
Yeah,
season when
he
Vic got
got he
hurt
got he got into regular season games,
because they took him in
and
the third
and
round and they flipped him for a second.
yeah, and the team was performing well under Schaub, and so I think, hey, look, I can't you can't have that, and I think that if you draft a young guy, you're resetting the clock. I think the fact that Ritter is because to a man, you ain't heard a bad word about him.
No,
To a man, you ain't heard a bad word about him, and so I think that kind of works against him because
no, I don't think it does, but.
I can't have you here.
It just all depends on what the plan of attack for the offseason is. Whether it be because for all we know, they could bring in a veteran quarterback and then go get get one of them pass rushers like a Dallas Turner or a Letu or a Jared Verse.
Yeah, no. If they get a veteran quarterback, they're voiding the last year of Heineke's contract, and Ritter's the solidified backup.
Yeah,
But I feel like the only way that happens is if we keep this coaching staff.
no,
I
because
feel
the
like if
thing
we
is,
bring in a new coaching staff, they're going to want to get their guy.
I mean, they probably don't want to hit the guy, but the thing is, it's like the worst thing you want to do is force a quarterback pick
Yeah, but I don't think they will. I don't
because
think they will.
the thing is, at
Would you
eight,
Would you have a problem picking Penix at 8?
yeah,
I wouldn't. I wouldn't have a problem with Penix at 8.
I don't like him at 8.
I
I
wouldn't
like him a
have.
lot, but I just don't think he. I think I because now this is kind of a contradiction of what I've been saying. Like I do believe like because to me he gives me Joe Burrow vibes, but the injury history that's what's preventing me from pulling that trigger in a type of
I mean, as
situation.
long as nothing's degenerative, like
Yeah, I mean
one
it's
thing I heard that
degenerative, but
definitely stuck with me, bro, is the fact that like you don't start businesses thinking about the risk. You start businesses thinking about the reward.
no,
And like,
that is true. But however, when you in 6 seasons, 4 of them he's been injured.
and if I'm on the other side of the table beating the drum for the guy, I could say, and in the past 2 seasons he hadn't missed a snap.
I mean, you can also say that, but it's
He's
still something.
he's learned how to play within his physical limitations, whereas before he didn't. He didn't know that he couldn't do the things that he was doing,
No, but the
which is
thing
the sign of
a lot of the times it would just be he got sacked and landed on his shoulder, or it wasn't like he was a reckless player.
no. He didn't get so. I went and watched all 4 injuries. Right, the first one the first one where he tore his right ACL, he was engaged with a tackler and a dude went and grabbed his legs. He was a runner, tore his right ACL. Right, his non throwing
AC joint.
shoulder, he was rolling right through crossbody and got landed on body contact. Right, both of those plays are outlawed in the NFL. The third the third one was his shoulder, his throwing shoulder. He was a runner, and got landed on. There's nothing you could do about that.
Wasn't
Rogers
like the
broke
last
his
one or
collar.
nine. Yeah. When the last
Rogers
one like
broke
a
his
line
collarbone.
contact though?
Yeah, the last one
Was
was
a
a
line
freak one.
contact
He was running out of bounds and literally just took a false step and tore his ACL, the same
again.
ACL.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like all four of those injuries, like two of the plays are outlawed. One of them was just like a freak non-contact thing, but that could literally happen to anybody. And then
It
the
could.
fourth one was you just being reckless as a runner, and it
It could.
hadn't happened since.
But the thing is like when you talk about that type of investment, that's definitely in the decision makers' minds. Now, it just ultimately comes down to what the medicals look like. That's going to be the deciding factor. If the medicals are clean and he goes out there, he runs a good 40 and all the other good stuff to show he still has athleticism, then yeah.
To be
But
honest with you, he reminds me of a slightly bigger Tua, and Tua went five.
I think, see, you just saying Tua because he's left-handed. To
No,
me,
I'm not saying Tua. I'm saying Tua because of the injury history of playing with first round wide receivers, playing behind a decent line, maximizing the talent that you have, running the table in the conference, dominance
that's
for over a 2 year
that's
span.
so
Like,
well. See, that's kind of where I go. Even though Joe Burrow didn't have the 2 year expanded dominance, but like I see a lot of Joe Burrow in his game. He's just the opposite. He's a lucky Joe Burrow because one of the things that most impressed me during the national championship game, besides his accuracy, was just the ability to manipulate the pocket. But you don't really
yeah,
see that a lot
the
from
movement within the pocket. Yeah.
because the thing is like Texas was getting back there. It's just he was able to maneuver in the pocket to where they couldn't touch him.
Well, one of the things that I saw was that which was a really good sign for me is that like he recognizes his physical limitations, which I feel like a lot of quarterbacks don't, depending on their depending on like what stage of football they're in. So like Tom Brady, right? Like he would never. He has one play where he like took off and made like that first down and jumped up super hyped, right? But like as he progressed year after year, you saw a lot of plays where he would just dirt the ball or he would give himself up for a sack. Peyton did it all the time, where he would just
He
like
paid no one to
crunch
get
and give
hit.
himself up. Yeah, and like it's not so much as like a cowardly not getting hit. It's just understanding
He
that
was
like you
smart.
don't have the physical capabilities to make this play. And like I saw that, you know what I'm saying? Tua
Well,
didn't have that.
what do you think his physical limitations are?
I don't think that he's running away from linebackers,
I think
Texas linebackers.
I think he
No,
can. He's much faster than you giving him credit for. He's much faster than you give. I think you need to go back and watch the film. He's much faster than you giving him credit for.
I think how his body is presently constructed, he's not
It,
trying to do that.
he's not trying to, but that don't mean he can't. Like like he if you go back and watch the film, he has run. He spun on people, juke people. He just doesn't take the hits. But
I think
he's a very capable athlete, and I think you're understating how athletic
I'm
he
not
is.
taking away his athleticism. I'm saying that like in terms of his injury history, one thing that would assuage me as a selector would be the fact that he doesn't take hits, and it seems as though he understands how not to take hits.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's what I'm
that's the
saying.
way
But
I need to say it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm like, he's not like, is he a absolute? Is he Lamar Jackson? No, but is he fast enough to get you a first down? Absolutely. Is he fast enough
So
to
so
make?
so that's my thing. He's not Lamar Jackson. He knows he's not Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but no, there's
Like
hell, not
Baker, for instance, when Baker came in, Baker didn't recognize that he couldn't run away from D linemen.
no. Baker just that's just Baker.
He
Baker,
but
but he
he didn't recognize it, right? Whereas Michael Penix, it looks like he knows like I could probably get away from that first line of defense, but when I go to the next level, I'm probably not going to run away from linebackers. He throws the ball out of bounds. Like that's a great sign for like it sounds like a simple thing, but that's a great sign for a quarterback is to get
it
flushed
is.
out of the pocket and throw the ball out of bounds.
Yeah,
Like that's what I mean by like understanding his physical limitations. Like he understands like where his spot is in the game and
no,
what he can and can't do on the
I
field.
don't look at that like his limitations. I think that's more just learning when to make the plays and when not to.
Yeah. All right, so let's get these games out the way. We both got Houston money line versus Indy. Think Shroud's gonna take care of things there, and then we both got Pittsburgh beating up on Baltimore's backups.
Backups,
Right?
yeah.
We are on the opposite side of two games. I got Green Bay. You got Chicago. Tell me what you're thinking there.
Division game. And Fields is playing for a job. So
I don't think they're gonna keep him regardless. To be honest with you,
if they beat Green Bay, that's definitely gonna make an interesting conversation. Because he hasn't beat Green Bay his whole career. So if he can beat Green Bay and he looks good doing it, that's going to force some conversations. So I think, and I think them teammates believe in him, so they're going to play that much harder.
I definitely think the team likes him. I definitely think the team likes him.
I think they're going to play that much harder just to show that they're in support of Fields. So that's where I'm going with it. I think they support Fields, and Fields wants to be there, and I think Fields is going to try to put together his best game yet to be there. And even if they lose, as long as he plays a clean game, like, and he looks good doing it, like Fields just playing to stay in Chicago. I think what's going on.
I think he wants to stay in Chicago. I think it's too enticing, especially, and we'll get into it when we look at their salary cap situation. Everything that's going on, it just makes more sense for them to restart. And I think that we, as fans, have kind of fooled ourselves into believing that Fields has a chance. But from a front office perspective, they've shown you everything they need to show you that they're gonna restart the clock. Um, but we'll but I think Green Bay is going to win. I think Jordan Love is a superstar in the making, and I would love to see him in the playoffs. So
no, he consider. Went to look at it. I actually looked at this earlier today, and he's pretty much on pace to be up for 4,000 yards and about 30. He already has 30 touchdowns. So
he already has 30.
He's having a great season.
11 picks, and I think it was 4 fumbles.
11 picks, but 30 touchdowns. You're over 2-1.
Yeah.
Like 2-1 ratio is all you're gonna for 11 picks, and he's still one of the most picked off quarterbacks, one of the least picked off quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's out there. So, I think he's a superstar. That's why I said superstar in the making. He's not there yet.
Because the thing is, when you look at the quarterback that threw the most picks, he's probably not even top 10 in picks thrown.
I think he's top 10. He ain't top 5.
Hold on, man.
I know it ain't single digits.
No, he's 11. He has 11. But all right, so Tua has 12. Purdy has 11. Goff has 12. Mahomes has 14. Stafford has 11. Josh Allen has 16. Mayfield has 10. Jalen Hurts has 14. Sam Howell has 19. Trevor Lawrence has 12. Then you got so let me see.
That's 10 right there. That's 10 right there. Good God, Jalen Hurts has 14?
Yes. Yeah. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's tied for 10th with Purdy, Ritter, and Stafford.
That's terrible. Ritter hadn't played 4 games, bro.
Yeah. So but out of all the people with 11 picks, only Purdy has more touchdowns. He has 31, and Purdy's considered an MVP candidate, even though him and Love have very similar stats.
I think it's just because Purdy won more.
But it's because teams.
Yeah, it's the team. Just because he won. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at it, that's why I was like, Love is like. And the crazy part is, if you look at some of our losses this season compared to the teams we beat, like, we beat playoff teams this year, bro, and lost to people in the top 10 of the draft. Like, it's crazy. Then we're on opposite sides of Miami and Buffalo, right? So I got Miami, you got Buffalo. I think Buffalo's the betting favorite. Buffalo's the sexy pick here.
No, you taking money line, you taking the spread.
I'm taking money line. I'm taking money line.
Oh yeah, nah.
I think Miami's gonna pull it out, man.
Because last time, Buffalo did them last time, like R. Kelly do. We ain't gonna go there, but
I can't put this on YouTube, Victor.
That's why I said we ain't gonna go there.
They're gonna flag this immediately, bro. Immediately. R. Kelly, no sir. No sir. Your video has been removed.
I apologize for my insensitivity. I think Buffalo going for the part 2 with the division on the line. So
I actually think it the whole other way. Like, I know that Miami has I know that Miami has like this thing about them facing good teams, blah, blah, blah. I don't think the Bills are like that great of a team, one. They look completely different with Joe Brady, which is great, but they haven't been playing great. And if Pittsburgh wins and Houston wins, Buffalo has two options. They could be the two
Division?
seed or out of the playoffs. I think if they enter that game with Saturday scores going Pittsburgh and Houston's way, and they know that we can either be the two seed or out of the playoffs, Buffalo fumbles that, bro. Buffalo fumbles that.
I don't think they
Now
will.
if Indy wins or Baltimore wins, I think they play loose. I think they drag Miami. I'm betting on that. You know, your bets tell a story. I'm betting on Pittsburgh and Houston to win, and that pressure to get to Buffalo because Miami's in either way.
Now, but what if Jacksonville loses though? Does that change things too? Because Jacksonville's not locked either.
Jacksonville's only path is the division.
But right now they have the division, don't they?
Yeah, but
So
so
if
here's
they,
the thing: if Jacksonville wins, they win the division.
yeah, but I'm saying
If Jacksonville,
if they lose, that pushes the Colts. I mean, that pushes the winner of that pushes the winner of the Texas Colts game into the division, and obviously
mhm.
the losers out. So that's two teams out right there.
And then Buffalo has a chance at the 7th seed then.
Yeah. So like,
But Jacksonville's only path in is to win the division.
yeah, they're because it's bad.
So Jacksonville's only path in is to win the division. If they lose, the winner of Houston Indy wins the division. The loser of that game uh, has the option to become the 7th seed, right? But most likely Buffalo is going to get it. So it's a winning end game for
And they
Houston and
play the
Indy.
Titans, which in that game, and that's a tough division game. They can go either way. And
And like
Trevor
here's
Lawrence is not
here's
100%.
so here's the crazy thing, and that's why the Pittsburgh, Houston, and Indy game is so important, right? If Pittsburgh wins, Buffalo's path to the 7th seed is almost crushed, regardless of what Jacksonville does. Yeah.
Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Got to fact check, you know. I believe you, but you know, just got to put eyes on it.
I know. It's okay. I don't take it personal no more.
Bills, yes, I'm talking. Damn, yeah, the AFC is strange. Why
Yeah,
can't I
it's
look
all
at
it's
everybody's?
all right there. It's all right there.
Well, hold on. What's this? So like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. So 5. No, I think. Hold on, let me see. Bills conference 6-5. Steelers are 6-5. Hmm. Okay, really, if the Colts could still have well, no, the Colts ain't got no, the Colts ain't got a shot. Well, the seventh seed is weird because it's really four spots up for grabs, or is it three? One, two, three. It's three. It's four spots up for grabs.
It's a lot
Um,
going on, bro. If you look at it,
and
so
the big chunk of it is the AFC South. But if two of them, so let's say assume Jacksonville wins and over the winner of the Colts, Texans is in. So boom. So that gives you down to two spots after that.
Cleveland has a
Uh,
5 seed.
yeah,
Cleveland has a 5 seed. They're locked.
yeah, no, I know that. So 6. Oh, so there's one spot. There's one spot. No,
It's only one
well,
spot.
no. It's still be. It still would be two, wouldn't it? Because
It
the
would be the
winner of
6th and the 7th spot,
Jackson. Okay,
right?
yeah. You're right. Yeah, because
If Jacksonville wins, the winner of
yeah,
Houston Indy gets the sixth spot. If
therefore so
Pittsburgh
5,
wins, they get the 7th.
6.
Pittsburgh wins, they get to 7. Pittsburgh's on a win and you're in.
No, Pittsburgh's not on the 1 year in because Pittsburgh needs help. Pittsburgh needs they need someone to lose. Pittsburgh, I know for it's not a 1 year. It's not 1 year in for them. Because Pittsburgh needs they need multiple teams to lose. I seen the breakdown of it.
Oh, they need a win plus Buffalo loss.
Yeah,
so Buffalo still has a chance for the 7th seed.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If Pittsburgh wins, then Buffalo's going to go into that game knowing that they don't have a chance at the 7th seed.
It's
See what I'm saying?
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting week that starts tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting ass week.
Yeah. I tell you, I know what I be talking about. I can't deal with you sometimes.
I'm a visual person.
So the last one, Arizona. You got Arizona money line versus Seattle. That's kind of just a game. One thing I can say, that Arizona loss is looking better and better because they look like a playoff team. Like everybody's bagging on the Eagles, like the Cowboys didn't lose to them. Arizona with Kyler Murray would have been a playoff team this year. You just didn't play all year.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
So,
but the thing is, and they beat the Cowboys without him.
Yeah, they beat the Cowboys without him. And so, but since Kyler Murray's entered the lineup, their offense is clicking. Their defense has been decent all year. And I want to say they're 4-2 or 3 and something. Like they played well since he's been back. My last one, I have no idea in this world why Cincy is getting 7 points versus the Browns, but that's free money.
They got
I don't
7-point favorite.
They got Cincy as a 7-point favorite versus the Browns. I'm guessing because the Browns are locked, you think they're gonna sit everybody, bro. Cincy is checked out, bro. Cincy's checked out. You just was talking about the Jamar Chase thing. Cincy is checked out, bro. I'd be surprised if half of Cincy's people even suit up for this game, bro. I know T. Higgins ain't playing because you're not finna mess me up before I go into free agency.
He's hurt anyway, isn't he?
Yeah. I'm hurt now. I know Jamar Chase probably ain't gonna play unless there's like some incentives there.
It might be
to boost. Is Henderson playing
to boost his 5th-year option when they exercise it?
That's if there's some incentives there. I don't know why they getting 7 points, but that sounds like free money to me.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that one. Yeah, that is crazy.
All right, you guys. So that's been the betting pod. Of course, we went over, but I don't even feel like we went over. We went exactly how long we were supposed to go.
Yeah, hour and a
half. So, y'all be safe, bet responsibly. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. More importantly, don't do anything Taj wouldn't do. And this has been your boy Qcity.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
We out.
Peace.